Hi everyone. So we are here for part 2 of the how-to videos. This one is going to focus on how we actually answer some of the questions and receive feedback, more so from a student perspective. So you can understand how it is that the students are answering these, what it looks like on their end, and what everything means in order to really kind of help them. So we had talked a lot about being on this learning tab up here. But where we're actually going to go for this time is we're going to go to the recommendations tab. And when we click on recommendations, it's going to take us to this page. Now I'm set up as one of my students here. So you can scroll down and you can see that it will provide them recommendations solely based on things that they might have been practicing recently. So you can see that we spend a lot of time towards the end of the year on geometry. But you can see that it'll focus a lot on that. But what I want us to really kind of make a point to notice is up here where it says the skills that are suggested by your teacher. It will have however many skills I suggested, it will have those skills there. So if I kind of click on that, it'll show the different skills that I have suggested for Alex to work on. Now you can assign certain ones to students. You can say, you know what, I want you going on and completing this one. Or you can say, these are the skills I want you working on. Work your way through them until you reach whatever score, which we will talk about in a second. So let's say I'm Alex and I want to focus on equations of horizontal and vertical lines. I would click on that and it is going to bring me to the actual skill. So when I am here on the skill, there's a couple things before I even answer a question that I want to point out. One, this is what the question will look like. This has to do with graphs, so the question is going to take up a little more space, but it'll have the graph, it'll have the question, and then it'll have the box for us to answer. Now let's say before Alex gets started, she just kind of wants a little bit of a refresher. She can click on Learn with an Example, which will give a question. It will kind of help give the key idea for it, as well as give a detailed solution as to how they are solving it, so what the correct answer is. If they feel like that's enough, they can go back to the practice by clicking this button up here. Takes them back to the question they were at. If they also feel like they needed a little more work, they can click on Watch a Tutorial Video. And it will take them through a video kind of explaining the topic that we assigned. When they are ready, they can exit out and they can come back to answer the question. All the way over on the right, there's a couple boxes I want to point out. It has the number of questions answered, so kids can see how many questions they've already worked on, how much time has passed since they started working on it, as well as what their SMART score is. This teacher tool is only available for me since I am the teacher. The kids would just see these first 3. This SMART score, the most they can get is 100. That is considered mastery. They get ribbons at 70, 80, and 90 scores as well. And as a teacher, you can kind of set what you want them to stop at. The great thing with IXL is that it will save their progress even when they exit out. As long as they are logged in, their progress is saved, so they would be able to go ahead and come back to it to continue building that SMART score. So when it comes to actually answering questions, looking at this one, I'll go ahead and answer this one correctly. That way you can see what it would look like. So when I go ahead and submit, it'll tell me wonderful. You notice my SMART score went up by 10, and I'm now getting a new question. If I was confused on that, I could again go back to a tutorial video, but let's go ahead and answer this one. I will answer this one incorrectly so we can see what that looks like. So let's say I thought that this was a horizontal line. I would go ahead and click submit. It would tell me, unfortunately, that is incorrect. It gives me the correct answer. It tells me what I answered, and then it gives me kind of a helpful reminder as well as this actual step-by-step solution for it. Then I would be able to click got it. If you notice, my SMART score went down, but just by a little bit. And then it's giving me a question similar to that again. Now I know that this would be horizontal, so I submit that. I get it correct. My SMART score goes up. So that's how the students are able to not only find the skills you recommended, but then go ahead and answer and use the tools that are within IXL in order to get help when they are confused. I hope these how-to videos were helpful, and I am here if you guys have any other questions. Thanks. Bye.